My sister permanently crippled me and everybody wants me to forgive her. When I was 16, she was supposed to drive me home from school because our parents were working late. What they didn't know was that she'd been drinking at her boyfriend's house since 2 p.m. She picked me up at 3:30 and I could smell the vodka, but she promised she was fine. At the intersection, 2 blocks from our house, she ran a red light at 45 mph and T-boned another car. She walked away with cuts and bruises. My right leg absorbed the entire impact. 3 surgeries, 8 months of physical therapy, $180,000 in medical bills that my parents are still paying off. The doctor said I was lucky they could save the leg at all, but what they saved doesn't work right. I'm 22 now and I walk with a cane. I can't stand for more than 20 minutes without pain shooting up my spine. I had to quit the soccer team I'd been on since I was 8. I lost my scholarship to state because I couldn't pass the physical requirements anymore. 5 years later, my sister's sober. She goes to AA meetings 3 times a week, volunteers at a rehab center, and everyone acts like that erases what happened. My mom keeps telling me how proud she is of my sister's progress. My dad says she's a different person now. Last year at Thanksgiving, they sat her right next to me without asking. When I got up and moved to the other end of the table, my mom followed me into the kitchen and said I was making things uncomfortable for everyone. The thing is, nobody asks if I'm uncomfortable. Nobody asks if it hurts to watch her live a normal life while I calculate every step I take. She goes hiking with her new boyfriend on weekends. I can't walk through a grocery store without needing to sit down halfway through. She posts Instagram photos from music festivals. I haven't been able to stand through a concert since I was 16. Last month was my college graduation. I worked twice as hard as everyone else to finish because some days the pain was so bad I couldn't get out of bed. My parents invited my sister without telling me. When they called my name, I walked across that stage with my cane and I saw her in the 3rd row crying. After the ceremony, she came up to me in front of everyone and tried to hug me. I stepped back. She said she was so proud of me that she knew how hard I worked. I just stared at her. My mom grabbed my arm afterward in the parking lot and said I was being cruel, that my sister has worked so hard to change, that I was breaking her heart. I told her my sister broke my leg, but apparently that's different. Yesterday was the breaking point. My parents invited me to dinner for my birthday. When I walked into the restaurant and saw my sister sitting at the table with a wrapped present in front of her, I turned around and walked out. My dad followed me to the parking lot. He was yelling before he even caught up to me. Said I was tearing this family apart. Said my sister cries herself to sleep because I won't forgive her. Said everyone makes mistakes and I need to move on. I stopped walking and turned around. I asked him if he remembered visiting me in the hospital when I was 16. He said of course. I asked him if he remembered me screaming during physical therapy sessions because the pain was so bad I threw up. He said yes. I asked him if he remembered telling me everything would be okay, that I'd recover and life would go back to normal. He didn't answer that one. I said she took my normal away because she decided getting drunk was more important than my safety. I said she made a choice that day, and I'm living with the consequences every single morning when I wake up and my leg hurts before I even get out of bed. I said if she felt so bad, she could give me her legs and see how it feels to be 22 and walk like you're 80. He just stood there as I got in my car and drove off. My phone started blowing up before I even got home. Text messages from my mom saying I was being selfish. Messages from my aunt saying forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. A voicemail from my sister saying she understands if I hate her, but could we please just talk? They keep calling it a grudge, like I'm choosing to be angry. But every single time I reach for my cane, every time I have to turn down plans because I know I won't be able to keep up, every time someone asks me why I'm limping, I remember exactly why I can't forgive her. She got to move on. I'm still stuck at that intersection 5 years ago, and no amount of AA meetings will ever give me my leg back.